Welcome to Rick's RC Flying. We're going to take a look at building the PL-12 Airtruk wing. Now here we see the laser cut parts. It's actually plywood, which make up the area where the wing tubes are mounted. And here the ribs are just being positioned on the plans, and the wing tube holes are actually all in a different position to accommodate the dihedral. There we can see the wing root ribs, which are made out of plywood as well. And there's the rest of the ribs that make up the balance of the wing. Here we can see the assembly process of the spars and the ribs all coming into place. Also the wing tubes. Now the trailing edge and part of the leading edge have all been glued into place, and generally the entire wing has been glued. Now here we can see the wing tube. These are just short versions used for building to ensure that everything always lines up perfectly, and that the dihedral, which you can actually make out the angle by looking at this view, the actual tubes are considerably longer because they go through the fuselage and into the other wing. You'll also notice that between the spars there is webbing, and this is to further strengthen the area midsection of the wing, so it travels the length of the wing tube spars and slightly beyond. Here's some of the sheeting now that's being applied to the top of the wing, and that open bay area is where the tail boom will be mounted, also a rudder and elevator servo. Now that's the underside of the wing after the top wing has basically been sheeted. And now this wing will be set aside and we'll prepare to build the other wing. So the plans are being laid and taped and covered with wax paper. All the ribs have been cut, and the assembly procedure begins. Now the green tape that you see is applied over the ribs while the trailing edge is being sanded to protect the ribs. Therefore, the sanding blocks will always touch the green tape first, and if you damage the green tape, it's a warning that you're getting too close to the rib. And again, the entire top surface of the wing is being sheeted. And there is the open bay for the other tail boom, and also for the rudder and elevator servos. Here I'm sanding the part of the leading edge, and I'm also using the green tape to protect the ribs. Whenever you use the green tape, it's a handy way to protect an area you don't want the sanding block to come into contact with, thus keeping everything nice and true and flush. By the way, the tape that's being used is masking tape. Mine just happens to be green, but they do come in many different colors. Now here's a view of the wing assembled with the right size wing tubes installed. You can see where the booms are going to be mounted, and only the top of the wing is sheeted for now. The bottom of the wing will be sheeted after all the servos are installed. Now there you can see the dihedral in the wing, slightly different wing tips, and they have built-in washout as well. You can also see again where the tail booms are installed. There's the bottom of the wing, which will get 2 rudder servos, 2 elevator servos, and 2 flap servos. The only servo in the fuselage is for the nose wheel. There's a bottom view again, and you can make out the dihedral. You can see it's a fair-sized wing, and the actual wingspan is 100 inches. Here I've begun to build the flaps and the ailerons, and the airplane features no visible control horns or push rods. All the control functions are internal. There you can see the control horn for the flaps, and on the plans you can see where the push rod is. So it's a rather different setup, quite unique. And here's another view of the pieces coming together. The metal pieces are scratched, so it binds better to the epoxy when it's glued. There it is mounted. Again, holes are drilled so the epoxy binds better. Here's the bottom of the wing, only getting partial sheeting. The remaining part will stay open again till all the proper servo installations are completed. Now here we have the bulkheads for the tail booms. The round holes is for the rudder and elevator push rods. Once the stringers were glued in place, then it was time to mount the tail booms in the wings, which was the most challenging part, is to get everything lined up correctly, both with the wings and with the two tail booms. So thanks for watching this episode on the construction of the Airtruk wing. If you like it, please select like and or subscribe. And if you have any comments, it's always appreciated. And stay tuned for the other episodes of the Airtruk build. Thank you.